Hi guys, thanks for coming to my channel. This is Farouk from Farouk Trading, and today I just want to talk about the market's volatility and the FU moves that are going on, or have head fakes, and how to make sense of all this volatility. So one thing that I do is I think of it as ways to get better fills, and if I get stopped out, then I get stopped out. I can always re-enter maybe at a better location and get a better fill. Last week on Thursday, I made a video about an overnight trade on Thursday night going into the overnight session. And what I had told you on last week's video was that I saw an inventory imbalance from the Wednesday pit session, and that the market made an overnight high, and that I felt that the market was based on the way I was reading the market, ready to make some one time framing. I had an entry over here and see some movement to do some inventory adjustments from this inventory imbalance situation on Wednesday. What happened was the trade was going well. I had indicated that, hey guys, look, there could be stops all the way along down here and triggers and even further down. And I had indicated that we're in a balance. We're actually in a 3 week, now we're in a 4 week balance. Last week we were in a 3 week balance. And I indicated that there's gaps down here, gaps down here that needed to be filled on the day session, and that there's more stops and triggers all the way down as a potential. And so the trade was working out well. And then, of course, the market did an FU and ratcheted back up. And that was just to capture all the stops that were down here, accumulating on the shorts. So a way to deal with that is, if you are trading the overnight session, which is then becomes London time around here, have your, if you're in a profit scenario, have your stop locked into lock in some profits or get out when you've seen that the volume is tapering off, and then you can get back in the trade. Another way to look at this FU is, hey, you know what, that's great. It's just an opportunity to get a better fill. Get back in the trade at a better fill. Gets back in, and it gets down over here. I've got the reference lines removed now, but I had some reference lines. I can't remember what they were now. Like a spike. There was a spike over here. A point of control over here. So I think, or no, the point of control is down here. But in any case, I had some other reference lines in here where, or here's the open from the previous day. Sorry, that's not a spike. I take that back. That's a spike is referred to at the end of the day. So I made a mistake there. I can't remember what the reference was. In any case, it had shot down here and checked into the half back of the day below, the day before, and had also then come down and then comes back up. So what do you make of this? So it comes back up, then we get into the pit session, and it shoots up, takes out the overnight high. Again, that's another opportunity to get a better fill. It's the session high, and then goes short, and then ratchets back up again, and closes, pretty much nowhere. Like, the previous days, and then over here, it's like a lot happened wild, but then ends up nowhere, just sort of back in range. So what this is showing us is that, yes, there's volatility, but it's just weak hands. It's not longer term money. It's day time frame traders, and then they take back everything to trigger all the stops, short covering, and then it just gives another opportunity to get back in the trade. So same thing happens overnight the next day, leading into Friday. The market says, okay, well, we're going to do more short covering and get all these stops. It forms an overnight high. It gives its hand, it shows its hand overnight, and then comes back up. Why does it come back up? Well, again, that's an FU, but another way to look at an FU is, hey, That's great. Gives me a chance to get in at a better fill. Get in, get short, because you can see that the market has been trending down here. You can see that lower highs, lower lows, comes back up, doesn't really extend further. There's no continuation. Great. That's a chance to get in at a better fill and then go short. What's it do? Boom, goes really short. Then this day happens, Friday, which was a huge volatility day. And this is where the balance rules comes in at a higher time frame at the weekly level. I told you we're now in a 4-week balance area, and it basically, the market went up and then came all the way down, tested to the bottom of the balance area, did not extend further, and then closes back in range. So that's how I try to make sense of all these FUs, that it's the market's way of playing with you, but at the same time it can give you an opportunity to get a better feel, get back in. And then of course same thing happens overnight, comes down with over the Trump U.S.-China trade wars, and the news comes in, the market gaps down, and then take back everything because the market reaction was now, the news was baked in, and then the market just wants to do short covering and reclaim all of that. And then leads into today. Today became mostly a rotational balance day, and did not get any further elongations down or really up, and then left us with a spike at the end of the day. So we are now currently pretty much right in the middle of a 4-week balance area. We're right in the middle of that balance area, which means we've got a few things playing in effect here. We have a spike rule from yesterday or today's pit session. We are also entering the double distribution of Friday's session. We are trying to assault yesterday's overnight. So there's a few things going on to the upside, and at the same time, we could try to assault to the downside as well, and get the single prints or double distribution from the overnight of yesterday, last night's overnight, and this could be a target as well. So being that we're in the middle, balance rules are in effect, spike rules are in effect, and we'll see how it plays out from there. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please give a like and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.